Hello there viewers, this is Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy, and this is the last video review you have to see with a fake dummy iPhone. Yes, I did trade my Inspire 4G for an iPhone 4. I didn't really want to, but as many of you pointed out, and it is somewhat true, in order to do case reviews, I do need a real iPhone. However, that's not going to be in for a few days, so I am going to be using this dummy one last time for memory's sake. Today we have a video case review of the Speck PixelSkin HD. This case itself is an old one. It's been around since actually about the release of the iPhone 4. However, it has remained one of my most favorite cases throughout the many months, and iLounge actually gave it a Case of the Year for 2010. I don't think it's that good, but it is pretty dang good, and let me tell you what comes in the box. Nothing. You get the case. There's no screen shield. There's nothing of the like, much like all of the Speck products, which are, in my opinion, extremely overpriced. However, you can pick this baby up for $29.95 on in your brick and mortar stores and on websites that charge retail like foolish hooligans, but you can find it for substantially cheaper from other online resellers. So here we are. This is the look of it. As you can see, it's kind of this reflective surface. It's very sexy. I do like it. I wish it was like honeycomb looking. It's kind of square gridish. It reminds me of Tron. I don't know why, but it does. And it's cool. You know, it looks good. The actual squares right here are matte, and then there is the glossy interlaying parts. You have the Speck logo right there, a camera hole cutout, and then you have the top. Your volume rocker is covered, and your headphone jack is a little bit recessed, but we'll talk about that in a minute. On the side here, you will find, once I get to my camera in focus, I don't know what you'll find. It's kind of hard to see. The light is not my friend. There we go. You'll see the vibrate switch, and then you'll see the two volume buttons. The buttons, both covered. On the bottom, you will find a 30-pin dock connector, as well as your microphone and speaker out, and that is pretty much the case. Pretty basic for $30. It ain't the cheapest or the best value. I always recommend Switch Easy and other such competitors over that of Speck, because I've never found them to be the best value, but they do have quite the legacy to live up to, and they have been a very successful company in the past. Yes. So on the inside, you'll find the Speck logo. It says "Designed in California, made in China." Doesn't that sound familiar? Apple. Okay. So we're going to take your iPhone, take it and place it inside that of the Speck PixelSkin HD. The difference between this and the Speck PixelSkin HD is this one is thermal polyurethane, and the regular Speck PixelSkin is silicone. So you do get a much better coating on this one. I do think this one's like $5 more, but you get the same, if not more, protection without the terrible, terrible qualities of silicone, which we are probably all aware of. It accrues and accumulates hair and dust and dirt and everything that no one likes. So there are some great features about this case, as it is as it is TPU material. It is very sturdy. You could drop your phone no problem. I've rocked my iPhone 4 in this many days, and I've had this for months and months and months, and it has held up marvelously. And never once complaining. The great thing about TPU 2 is it's still like it's not a plastic, so it abrases, but not easily. I've dropped it, and it kind of is almost self-healing. It's kind of wild. But you have the cutout for your flash. You're not going to have any flash issues on any of the colors. It does come in a few colors like pink, blue, green, black. Black's really the only masculine one they make. They're pretty babyish looking colors, which I'm not incredibly fond of, but cannot complain. Actually, I can. I'm a reviewer. I complain about that. And right here, you're gonna have this thing. This is a terrible video. I apologize. You're going to have the sleep wake button. Now, you're also going to get your volume buttons, which are covered, and you still do get a nice haptic feedback on that, so that's nice. But one thing to note is they did not make a Verizon/iPhone 4, Verizon/at&t model. This is the at&t model. They didn't redesign it when the Verizon phone came out. So even though they claims it still works, it doesn't really work the way you would want it to look. It looks like as though this switch is jammed down in the corner. Theoretically, it still works, but it's very visually not pleasing, and I wish Speck would have done something about that. So if you are an iPhone 4 user on Verizon, I would not recommend this case because that looks extremely goofy. Down on the bottom, you're going to get a 30-pin dock connector with your microphone and speakers out. This is a very, very large opening, which is excellent because it works with pretty much all third-party cables that aren't Apple kosher, which is, again, great to see. On the side, you have nothing. And on the top, you have your headphone jack. You have the microphone input, and then you have your sleep-wake button. Again, pretty well haptic. It's a little bit guarded because of the TPU material, so it's a little bit. It's not so clicky as you'd want on this button. These buttons are actually pretty clicky. This one is not. It's a little bit mushy, but it does still click fine. And then up here, of course, you have access to your headphone jack. There is a little bit of recession, which you guys know I hate, and I automatically duck 1 point off of it for that. So I don't like that. And then that's pretty much it, though. It works really well as advertised. Again, though, I don't feel as though it's worth the $30 you pay. There's other companies out there that make the same quality, if not better quality, for less money. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Great case. It's durable. It holds up. It looks good. Cons about it are you are going to have this headphone jack recession issue, and it's a little bit expensive for what you pay, but you do get lay on the table design. All in all, it's a good case considering considering the very few selections of cases that carry in brick and mortar stores like your at&t store. So they do carry the Speck line, and they carry, like, a couple stores carry Contour, but I mean, you're not going to see Switch Easy in the stores. And so for online, this is definitely not the best value, but if you're in the Apple store or in the at&t store and you need to pick one out, this is probably your best bet. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.